Have in my house this year a Diego, an Elmo, and a princess. We always have a couple of princesses, as we know, but...
Which one are you?
I am Elmo. No, I am none of either. I'm going as Charlie Manuel.
Get a ring.
Might have a ring when I go, that's right. So we have a Diego, which is a hot costume. I have an Elmo, which could be a hand-me-down, but I don't want Harrison to know that. It could be a hand-me-down. I'm not sure. I don't want Harrison to know in case he's listening. It could be a hand-me-down Elmo. I think Jack was Elmo last year. And we have a princess. Miss Emily will be a princess.
When you were younger, Mike, did you dress up for Halloween?
Absolutely.
Well, what was your favorite costume going back?
I have no idea.
You have to have
I think a cowboy. I think a cowboy.
Were you did you ever dress up as a football player or anything like that?
I don't remember a football player. Because that wouldn't have been like a costume. Because, I wouldn't dress like a baseball player or football player because we played baseball, played football. So we had uniforms. So it was something different. So, you know what you wore a lot of those times was the easiest thing to be was like a bum. Because, you had stuff. You could put on, all different stuff. And that was always an easy way to go. That was always an easy way to go. That's it. Just take that clothes. Now if I want to do that, I just borrow some of Eddie's clothes.
No, my wardrobe's
You like that, Sal, right? You like that, yeah.
Yeah. All his.
What are you going as, Sal? You're probably still at that age where you go out and, you go to those Halloween parties.
Actually, I've always hated Halloween, so I don't. I went last year to a party, but I will not go this year. No more Halloween.
Uncle Festa, you got that Uncle Festa look.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate
family.
that. The baldness, I get it. We all see that.
Well, I mean, it's just logical. I could see that. So you're not going to any of those Halloween parties this year?
No, will not.
What about your house there, Ed?
No, I will not partake in Halloween. Never have.
You never, as a kid, partook?
Never enjoyed Halloween. I felt out of my element dressed up. Didn't like it. But I got all kinds of issues.
Clear this hour spots, Mike.
Just put that on the list.
He's got issues, jeez. Sal hates Halloween. Eddie hates Halloween. What a group.
Well, you ever have it it was dangerous growing up? I remember getting egged in a bus stop.
So do I. I mean, it happened all the time.
Fire hydrants filled with stuff.
I remember that stuff. It was, we don't like to talk about that stuff nowadays, but it's so different. In those days, you could go out. I'm serious. And I know it has changed unbelievably, but people who are anywhere from, I'd say, 45 or 40 older will tell you this is true. If you were ambitious, you could go out and start trick-or-treating. And if you went to a neighborhood where, not like a neighborhood where there was 4 houses on the block, but went to a neighborhood where there was a lot of houses in a row. Like you went to Long Beach, which had a lot of houses, or Levittown, or you went to one of these towns that had a lot of houses in a short area, okay? Where there's not a mile in between each house, okay? You could get so much stuff. It would last to Christmas. You could get such an incredible amount of stuff. Because in the old days, candy was cheap, and people would make bags. They'd take a bag that was like a trick-or-treat bag. They used to sell bags. They don't even sell those bags anymore because now each thing's got to be individually wrapped. So now you buy candy. I saw my wife do this. You buy these big bags, and in them are little bags inside the big bags, and you give out the individually wrapped. In the old days, you just had a monster amount of just individual candies, and so you'd take each candy and put it in the bag, and then tie the bag up, and the bag had about 6 different candies in it, or 8 different, whatever it was. So you'd get a bag, and then what you did is you collected for UNICEF. And maybe not all the UNICEF money got back. I mean, you figured you were maybe UNICEF was getting 80% and you were getting 20%. Listen, traveling expenses for UNICEF. I mean, not skimming. You were a kid. So let's say UNICEF, you had your UNICEF thing, and maybe if you did, say, $6 and you did $1.50 for yourself and $7 for UNICEF. So UNICEF still had a good night. So it was a little traveling expenses. Wear and tear on your sneakers.
It's like lunch.
It's like you having lunch with me. But except that cost me, $80 a day. But, so we used to make in Kalamazoo, you made a UNICEF thing. And that was it. You counted up. Maybe in accounting time was, 90-10, something like that. For UNICEF. UNICEF always took the big chunk. They always got the big bite, UNICEF. Did you ever collect for UNICEF?
No, I did not.
Oh, you guys were lost.
No, I didn't have that.
You guys were lost.
I've never even heard of it until 2 minutes ago.
Never heard of UNICEF?
No, sir.
Boy, we used to collect for them all the time. And the different charities and everything. You have a little carton you made for UNICEF. You tell a lady, collecting for UNICEF. And you collect, and, it was a big deal. Everyone knew that you collected. We collected for the poor people around the world. So they could eat. And that was what you did at Halloween. And you'd get the bag of each individual. Like, you'd open up and you'd have, like, candy corn in a bag. And you'd have, like, chocolate in a bag or a Milky Way in a bag or whatever would be in the bag. I can't even remember. Candy corn was always big. Bubble gum, candy corn. I don't even remember anymore.
How about Mary Jane's? You used to get those back then?
Yeah,
I hated those.
Yeah, I guess so. I never liked those.
Yellow wrappers.
Yeah, I never liked those.
I hated those.
Yeah, you're right about that. And then you hated the houses where you went and the lady gave you an apple.
Yeah.
That was never good.
Or later on pennies, yeah.
Yeah, like pennies or an apple. I mean, that was never good. You never liked that.
Come on, it's candy.
Yeah, it's Halloween. You don't want an apple. Here's something nutritious. You give him an apple. I mean, come on. An apple. Who wants an apple? You want a Milky Way. You don't want an apple. You want a Nestle's Crunch Bar. You don't want an apple.
Have you got a can of soda?
Can of soda?
A couple of years ago,
I never remember that. I never. But think about how different it is. Would you ever let your kids open, actually have candy that someone packed now?
I wouldn't even let my kids go to the neighbor's door.
That's what I mean. I mean, people don't even let the kids go trick-or-treating anymore.
It's
think about it.
A dangerous thing.
It's just the deterioration is sad. Sad.
First of all, it's not a holiday anyway, though. I mean, let's not...
It was always a great holiday.
Halloween is not a big holiday. It's like Valentine's Day. Is that a big holiday?
I mean, I never thought of Valentine's Day.
Deal of it.
Yeah, but Valentine's Day is...
Maybe because I'm single.
First of all, when you're a kid, Valentine's Day doesn't count. But so you can't compare Halloween to Valentine's Day.
They're made-up holidays,
Well, Halloween has a meaning. I mean, there's a reason for Halloween.
What is that?
That All Saints Day is the next day is the idea of Halloween. The next day is a Catholic holiday. So it has to do with the saints and the day before.
They didn't teach me that in school. I don't remember that at all.
Forget it. The bottom line is now, you know what? Now they just basically give the kids they have their own Halloween parties and they give them cupcakes and, that's it. They go to their own little controlled environments. Not like the old days.
Yeah,
you went out and lugged your bag around, and just made sure someone didn't steal your bag. You could have a bigger kid, take your bag.
That's why you had to bring that sock filled with flour. Remember that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's exactly right.